Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. Today, many of you may have seen my previous video where I talked about this camera. This little guy right here. This is the Akaso, I think it's Akaso V50 Pro. Now, this has been one of my favorite little cameras recently, just due to all the features that you get, all the accessories you get, and of course the price. One of the features was that it could utilize an external microphone. Today we're going to test that right after this. Alright, so first and foremost, I'm going to get this out of the way. The very first thing I had bought was this. One of these. This is one of these little cables, and this basically goes from a mini USB, I believe it is, to headphone jack. So this is something that you would buy for like a GoPro. Okay, let's see if I can bring that up here, if you guys can see that. Right, so there it is there, and that's that on the end. Okay, and my hopes was that I could use that to plug in different microphones. So I could plug in something like this. So this is like a little tiny microphone, doesn't need any power. It's got a little wind muff on it, be perfect. I could just kind of throw that somewhere, have it close, put it on a little adapter mount with that cable. No, didn't work. Nope. Secondly, I thought, well, maybe the microphone requires power to go through it. Same cable, this guy, and I pulled out my Rode video mic, and this one of course requires power, so you know, you turn the power switch on, you get the little green light, right, that comes on right there, which means that it's supplying its own power. Plugged it into the camera, and nope, that didn't work. So I decided to go online to try to investigate a little more to figure out if there was maybe an option. So I ordered this right here. Okay, so this is by the exact same company. Okay, the Akaso external microphone. If this doesn't work, then I don't know what will. So I'm just gonna crack this open. Of course, I've got a brand spanking new battery in there, SD card in my camera. I am ready to go. Now, of course, because you can't now use like an external shotgun mic if you wanted to, just be aware. But here it is. I'm just going to bring this down. This is everything in the bag. It's just a bag with a microphone in it. A lapel mic, lav mic, whatever you want to call it. And there it is. My hopes are that this will be useful when riding a motorcycle, that I can talk when it's in the helmet, because that would be important. Now the other thing too is, depending on how you're doing this, if you're vlogging and this cable is long enough, then the hope is that you and I could have this plugged in and simply just have the cable kind of dropped out of the shot. First and foremost, let's see how long this is. You guys, I don't know if you can see that. So that's how long it is right there. It's pretty much full wingspan for me. So my guess is going to be, let's say about 6 feet. I'm going to say about 6 feet. Maybe between 5 and 6. Okay, we'll say that, 5 and 6 feet. It is a nice, looks like a nice microphone. So I'm going to bring that up here for you guys. Okay, there it is there. That's the mic. All right, so for those that want to see the microphone, there it is. That's what you're getting. Of course, we are probably most time never ever going to have it without this on, because it's useful having it on. So what I'm going to do now is, on this camera, here it is, I'll bring this up close. There's the camera, which means this should go just right in there. That's it. And it is. Let's do two things. I'm going to record real quick, so we're going to switch. We're going to record from this, and I'm going to put this like on my shirt, and I'll have the camera like way over here so you guys can see that. And then I'm going to pull the mic out, this mic, and let it record off the internal camera just to see if there's any difference, because there should be. I'm going to put this on a little stand here. Let's put this over here, cross our fingers, and hope this works. I look all professional now. First off, let's turn this on, get rid of that bag. All right, here we go. Okay, so first off, here it is, and it should be recording, of course, me now, because the mic's plugged in, as I hope, because there's no setting that I can see that you would say set to external, so I'm guessing it would auto sense. Let's put you over here. It's kind of angled, I apologize. Okay, so I'm about as far as the cable can go now. Hopefully it sounds way better because of this mic. Now, if it doesn't, then I've spent a fair bit of money on mics and cables with the thought that this is supposed to be working. Can you hear a tap? Any taps on this? So the other thing we're going to do now is we're going to actually unplug this. So I'm going to turn the camera off because a lot of times it'll sense if something's plugged in during a boot up. So I'm going to turn it off and then back on again, and we will see how it sounds that way. All right, let's do that. Hold on. All right, my friends, so as you could tell, none of that worked. And as you might have also been able to tell, I may look a little different because it's approximately a month later since I started this test, and I could not get that microphone to work. So I contacted Akaso and said, hey, I've tried everything. They sent me new firmwares. We did, I don't know how many conversations back and forth to try to figure out what it is. And we finally determined that it was either the mic or the camera. So I got a new mic sent out to me, and that didn't work. I got, and just received this, a new camera sent out to me. We're gonna continue this external mic test with this camera. And you guys don't need to see me unbox this because you can watch the original video that I did to see what this looks like. But just so you guys know, the interaction with Akaso actually was really good. The back and forth that we had. Now, one of the things to be aware of is my guess is that they're over somewhere probably in China or something like that. So I would respond during my day, and usually I would get a response from them the following day because their work hours were when I was sleeping. But good, we were back and forth perfectly. I'm gonna crack this open and we'll continue in a second. Okay, as far as we know, we've got it all plugged back in. New camera, new microphone, and we're gonna switch to it now. So does it sound better than it did before? I'm sure hoping so. I'm gonna now take this footage from this camera and we're gonna go downstairs and take a listen. Fingers crossed that it does. And if it is working, what you and I are gonna do is we're gonna take the both cameras outside and shoot something side by side so you can hear the difference between of what this microphone sounds like versus what it doesn't. All right, fingers crossed. 2 secs, guys. Okay guys, so I'm just doing another test really fast right here, just sitting on the couch, and this is in regards to because I was getting a bit of peaking. So I reduced the mic volume, which you can do inside the camera, down to 75% to see if that helps. So fingers crossed that it does. All right, I'm gonna throw this clip in here just to see how it is. All right guys, so I went downstairs and tested the audio, and as you probably could hear already, it works. So the whole issue was this camera, because this one is working. That's a win. Just remember though, you have to use their mic, and I'm gonna put a link down below to both the camera and to the mic so that you can go get it, because it needs this microphone as far as I can tell. The other thing to be aware of, the camera records stereo, but it records this microphone on the right channel and the internal microphone on the left channel. So it doesn't shut off the internal microphone. So in your editing, you have to actually go in and do some playing around to get that internal mic to turn off. In a follow-up video, again, it's going to be short, but I don't want this video to be too long. I'll show you how to do that, at least in Final Cut Pro. Okay, we're going to take both these cameras out now and test internal versus external. Let's go outside. All right, my friends, so we're outside now, and a few things. I don't know how many times I've done this part of the video. This is like attempt number 4. One of the things that you need to do is make sure you find for your own voice how loud it is and the frequency, and if you're a high talker or a low talker, you know, is what kind of volume you have to set your camera's mic input to. So, you know, I tried 100, which was at the very beginning where I was getting all that static. I tried 75, it cut most of it out, but not all of it. And right now I'm down to about 60. So just so you know where you do this, you actually go into the settings of the Akaso, not the video settings, but the actual general settings. And there's something that says control. And when you go in there, the very first one is mic sensitivity, really. So play around with that.
make sure you have the mic where you would normally have it, and go out and record something, come back and listen. If it's got that peaking sound, bring it down, do it again. If it's not loud enough, bring it up a little bit, etc., etc. All right, anyway, this has all been done on the external mic. So let's now switch it to the internal mic to see what you guys think of the internal mic sound. So here we go. So this is now all done in the internal mic, and my guess is that the internal mic isn't going to be quite as good. I did find the internal mic pretty good outdoors. Now again, it's going to get wind sound and stuff like that, which this microphone will probably have a bit more protection. But indoors is where I found that the internal mic was at its weakest, because it seems to just pick up all that room sound and echo and all that, whereas this would be a lot better. So really up to you, but it's working, and that's a big plus for me. Anyways, I'm going to leave your opinion to you. You can decide if you think it's worth it or not. I like having it now. And let's see. I'm going to leave some links down in the description. Back to the external. Links in the description so you guys can pick up one of these cameras and or the mic. And if you're here in Canada, we will put a 10% off code that will be valid on Amazon until February 9th, I believe. So you can get the camera at a bit of a discounted rate, which is always cool. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys in the next video. All right, my friends, I'm going to go have something to eat. I'm starved. Later.